Hey, welcome to this video, and this week I'm going to be talking about the emotional refractory period. This is important because essentially the emotional refractory period keeps you in a state of mind and feelings through a prolonged period of time. Now, what does that mean? So, let's say that you need to replace your vehicle. You do all the research, you find the exact model and the exact color that you want, and even better, you find that nobody else has this exact model and color that you have. It's going to be very unique. So you go to a dealership and you purchase it. And as you're driving off the car lot and on your way back home, you notice that every person and their dog has this exact model and color. You just never noticed it before. So, in a different way of saying this example is by doing that research and getting yourself so emotionally involved with the object, you're telling your system to hyper focus, and you begin to see it throughout your external environment, even though you never saw it before. This is the exact same process for if you wake up in a sour mood and you let that mood go with you throughout the entire day. You are just keeping that loop going over and over and over again. And if you keep those loops going over again, where you keep thinking about what happened to make you feel a certain way, you're going to keep that emotional refractory period going for longer and longer. And you in your system will be like, okay, well, they want me to keep making them feel angry. All right. So you keep feeling angry. You keep feeling that you keep remembering what happened for days and weeks, and it turns into a habit. You you now just unconsciously think about what what happened to you that made you angry, and even even without having to consciously go go back and think about it, and your system will start giving you the angry feeling even before you think the thought. And if you keep a habit going long enough, it becomes a belief. It becomes part of who you are. And a belief becomes an attitude. It's just part of how you operate in this reality. And this is why I think it's important for people to understand the emotional refractory period. By keeping yourself in the state of anger, by thinking about the things that make you angry, by thinking about the things that make you sad, by thinking about the things that make you frustrated, you are keeping yourself in those states of consciousness. Your system will do what you ask it to do. And true, it might not be entirely your fault. Something might have happened to you when you were 5 years old. But the question is, what are you going to do about it now? Do you want to live the rest of your life in that anger, in that sadness, in that frustration? The hardest part about getting to the life that you truly want to live is that you are responsible for yourself. You can't just be blaming other people. Your emotions are yours, and your thoughts are yours. By keeping yourself thinking the thoughts of what this person did to you, what happened at this party, what happened at my job, what happened here, what happened there, you are keeping yourself in that memory. And the longer, as I said before, you keep yourself in that memory and that emotion, the more it gets ingrained in your system. And as I said in, I believe it was my last week's article about, I mean, it was the week before, about everybody talks about your system goes towards pleasure and away from pain. That's true, but I think it's also good to talk about things specifically. Pleasure doesn't mean feeling good. Pleasure is in the state of living in this reality, in this body. Pleasure is doing things that are familiar. And it's important to understand this, because if you want to make a change, you're going to have to do things that are not familiar to you, and it's going to feel very bad. It's going to feel like pain, emotionally, maybe even physically. I think I've covered the reasons why it's important pretty well. Even by starting your day out, choosing how you are going to feel at the start of every single day, and just doing it at the very start. If you try to do too big, too soon, it's going to be very overwhelming. You are going to be battling your body, and depending on how old or young you are, it's going to be easier or harder, especially with conditioned responses that go back thousands of years, for needing to be scared or angry about what happens in the external world. But by starting your day how you want and getting yourself feeling how you want to feel, over time you will start to have the feelings of whether it's relaxation or love instead of frustration and anger. It's all a matter of choice. But when you are going against a system, especially if you're 35 or over, it's going to feel painful to go against what you have repeatedly done for such a long period of time. Your body has become the master. Your body has become the mind. And the only way to get back control is to show the body that you have the perseverance, the wherewithal to be in control. Frankly, it's going to keep doing what it's always done, and that has kept you alive, whether it's anger or not.